Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with another episode of Dave's Faves. And this time we're talking about Bruckner's fourth, the Romantic. The Romantic. So many recordings, so many good recordings, so many versions. We used to think that there were only two versions, the original and the one we like. Then it turns out that there's another finale to the one we sort of like. And then it turns out that the one we like actually had some diddling done to it. And then it turns out that when Bruckner tried to get it published, his buddies messed with it and Bruckner messed with it and they published it and they rescored messed up, botched up versions. So now there are 3+ versions of the fourth. Oh, gosh, it drives me crazy. I only like the one we like, which is 1878, 1880, somewhere in there. It has the Hunting Scherzo, which Bruckner was a second late edition. Bruckner wrote a different scherzo originally. And it has it's all by Bruckner. It's not by other people, like that 1888 published thing that they did. So yeah, I'm only talking about the standard version. And frankly, if I had my druthers, all of those others would disappear. And we would never know, and it wouldn't make any difference, and we would be just as happy. Probably happier, because it would take us less time to enjoy the symphony. It would be less confusing, and all of those annoying Bruckner people who publish these crappy edition things would be out of work. And I can't think of anything I would rather see. So, which version of Bruckner Fourth? Well, my friends, it's Barenboim Chicago. Yes, Barenboim in Chicago, his first recording on Deutsche Gammophon. And there's a real reason for it. And the reason, quite simply, is the Chicago Symphony brass section. Yes, I am a shallow, vulgar, cheap, absolutely witless moron when it comes to this stuff. I just want excitement. That's all I want. I want the most virtuosic, thrilling possible playing that I can get, and this is the version that delivers it, more than any other. You may want to have more spiritual things happening. I mean, Celibidache does one that lasts an hour and 20 minutes. It doesn't get much more spiritual than that. And I love that performance, by the way. I think it's revelatory in certain respects. It's fascinating for that element. But, Bruckner, you can get spirituality in Bruckner. Spirituality in Bruckner is cheap. Everything he did is spiritual. His spirituality is a dime a dozen with Bruckner. So I'll find it somewhere else. I'll go listen to something that does it more obviously than the Fourth Symphony, because the Fourth Symphony is one of the few Bruckner works that really does have the potential to just blow the roof off of the concert hall, to really get your pulse racing, especially in that Hunting Scherzo. And my God, there is no performance like this. None ever. There's never been one like it. There'll never be another one like it. And it's my favorite for that reason. Absolutely my favorite. And I have to say, Barenboim's recorded this symphony now 50 times. He did it then later with the Berlin, and then he did it with the Staatskapelle Berlin, and there's a video, and then he just keeps doing it over and over and over. And they're all worse, substantially worse. I mean, I have to give him credit for, at least in this one, letting the orchestra do its thing, to just say, come on, guys, let's do it. And they do. What do they do in those later ones? I have no idea. They're just boring. They're absolutely boring. But this one, oh, what a knockout. And so I have no shame and no hesitation whatsoever in saying that if you want to hear a Bruckner Four that's unlike any other Bruckner Four, but in a good way, with qualities that you might not have ever believed existed in Bruckner, then you have to hear the Barenboim Bruckner Four. You just do. It's that splendid and exciting. And of course, there will be other Bruckner Fours for other occasions. I could live without all of them, frankly, as long as I had this. That's why it's Dave's Fave. So keep on listening, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. Go get your really exciting Bruckner 4 and just let it rip. Take care.